Welcome back to another video. Today is the day. We're finally showing the Bauer Airless sprayer found at Harbor Freight, shown it in action. I'm just going to do a few examples here, but I just wanted to talk about this a little bit before we get to that. Now, I've never used a 20-volt sprayer before. I have a Graco X5 that I use for big projects. These smaller ones are not designed to do large projects. Just so you know, a lot of misconception there. People are trying to spray like whole rooms. They're not meant for that. They have a pump life on it. They're for smaller jobs like trim, doors, shutters, kitchen cabinets, smaller projects that aren't going to, be running this for hours and hours. It's just to supplement like a big sprayer. I would really like to try some of the Graco ones, but honestly, I couldn't afford them. They're like, I think the one's 700 and 900. That's a little bit out of my price range for something I'm not going to use all the time. So this one here was 200. I got it on sale for 170. So that didn't hurt my wallet as bad. I would love to use a Graco just to see how they perform compared to this, maybe in the future. So fresh out the box, you've already seen the unboxing. I just want to show you a few things before we get into the actual spraying. So these cups in here are the actual Avanti cups. You can find at Harbor Freight. 3 packs like $4.99, just so you know. Now right here, this is how you do the air release. You just open this up, and then once you fill this with paint, I don't know if you can hear this. You can hear all the air coming out of this. And that's what you do before you prime it. Squeeze this out, push this down, and then you're going to go ahead and prime it. I'll do another video with all the steps, but I just want to show you what all is involved here. And treat this just like a valve for like a water valve or gas valve. So this is actually off right now, going this way, because if you have it down, that is in line with the cup. That's how the paint feeds to the top. So that straight up and down, vertical is on, this way is off. They do not say this in the directions. I'm like staring at this thing like, when I first tried it, I'm like, what is going on here? Like, how about an on-off, just to make it a little bit easier. And then also putting the tip in too. It's kind of like a moon shape. It goes around like this, and you just match it up with the tip when you put it in. That way it aligns straight down. Again, I'll do another video on that just so you can see. And these also, you can change the direction from up vertical to horizontal depending on your spray pattern. Let's tighten this up a little bit here. So before I start talking too long here, let's get to it. I'm going to go ahead and fill this up with paint, prime it. I'm just going to show you the painting. I have an old slab door, a piece of trim, and then just a piece of plywood that we're going to do to represent like a wall if we're doing something vertical. So let me go ahead and switch this around. I'm going to go ahead and prime this, and then we're going to get started. I'll do another video showing the steps of each thing so you can see how it works and how to operate this as well. Okay, I just did a quick test coat on this. Honestly, it's just a little bit hard to prime. Once I got it going, it was easy. So I think it's just because it's a new tool, I'm trying to get used to it. So far, so good. I just did a quick coat on here just to see how it does. Let me show you. And again, I have this turned this way for spraying horizontal. And you can reverse that if you're going vertical. I'm going to try a view as I'm looking down at this, just so you can see. This can be a little bit tricky since I'm doing this by myself, obviously. I just had to prime that real quick. I had a little bit of air. Okay, so let me solve one small problem I had. You saw like partway through I got that air pocket. Even though I purged the air out of this, there's still a little air, so then it like shut off almost and you had to start again. So all you're gonna do, now in the beginning of the video I said this is supposed to be vertical. In the photos, again, the directions aren't the greatest. I was treating it like if it's like this, it's off, and if it's vertical, then it's on. Well, they have it pointed like this, so that's how I'm leaving it. Now, if you get an air pocket like I just had, turn this up, spray a little, turn it back to this position, and you're good to go again. So if you get these little air pockets, which are almost impossible to get completely out, that'll get you back in action. Now, it didn't sputter or anything like that, like a normal paint gun, it just didn't want to spray. So let me attempt to film this spraying down again. It's tricky because I am by myself right now. So let me flip this around and spray the other side of the door real quick. All right, let's try this again. The wind's starting to pick up here, but let me go ahead and turn this around the opposite direction. Again, we're right here. Again, I'm filming by myself, so bear with me. Same thing happened again. I keep getting these little air pockets. All right, we're good now. Okay, I had the same problem again. Keep getting these little air pockets. So I'm not sure what's that about. The wind's really starting to get to me now. All right, again, I have to keep it real here. I keep having a pain time with this air sprayer. I originally took one back because it wasn't priming correctly, and like it felt totally different. Like this one here seems better, but it's just not spraying. Like honestly, like my Graco, I have no problems whatsoever, and that's my X5. I never tried a 20 volt sprayer like this, but it seems like it doesn't want to hold the suction. Like I can even look at this bag right now and I'm starting to see air in it again. Like it's almost like letting air back in. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I really don't think so, because I've used many sprayers in my life. So we're just going to keep messing around with this and see what happens. If I can figure this out, I will definitely let you know, but it's really turning into a pain. And like, if you're spraying a job, I don't want to be messing with this stupid thing for like every 5 minutes. So again, I'm being real here. Like that's how my videos are. If I'm doing something incorrect, please let me know, because like I purged all the air out, I primed it upside down, and I go into motion there. That's the only way I could figure out, is pulling that one trigger back and then spraying again. It seems like it clears it out. And I'm using the 514 tip, which is for thicker paint. I'm just using bare paint, and we all know like that's a little bit thinner. It's not like another brand, but like, I'm not saying it's overly thin, but it's thin enough it should be going through this gun no problem at 2000 psi. So let me flip this around, see if I can get this working on this vertical board here. Okay, and we're back. So the tip got clogged, but I only sprayed like a little bit, so that's not like the most promising thing there. Let me go ahead and just show you on a piece of trim here. I'll spray that real quick. Let me flip this around. Okay, naturally we're starting to get windy again, so I'm going to do my best here. way, it might be a little easier to see. See, that's a pain. I just cleared out the tip, and that's what happened again. So, I don't know. My Graco one is a million times easier to use than this. I will be straight up honest. Graco, if you want to send me a 20 volt. Okay, so I'm getting a little frustrated here. This is going to be the second time I've cleaned out the tip. I just started to film this and it started to sputter again. So let's try it again. I cleaned out the tip really good. Okay, so that looks much better. But I've already cleaned the tip like 3 times and I've barely used any paint. I've only used like half a cup. Alright, so I don't know. I don't like talking too much trash on stuff, but fresh out of the box, I expected that to work a lot better than what I'm experiencing. And I know how to use a sprayer. You know, it's not rocket science. I've used sprayers many times. My Graco X5, no problem whatsoever. So far, I've already had this tip clogged up like 3 or 4 times. Like, I think that's what the problem was before. It wasn't even the air pocket in the bag. It was just getting clogged. And I'm just using regular paint. And they said you don't even have to strain it. So that's what I went by. You know, unstrained paint. And it should have, you know, worked out. So let me try a vertical piece, see if that works better. All right, let's try it on this vertical piece. I flipped the tip around. Let's see how that goes. Hopefully much better than the past ones. Maybe I'm being a little critical, but I just expected it to work a little easier fresh out of the box, especially it's new. Now over time, maybe I didn't clean it good enough and then that was the problem, but with a fresh tip and everything, I'm not really, and that's a brand new thing of paint also. It's not like it sat there for 6 months either. So let's do the vertical piece. All right, so that went flawless. So maybe, who knows? So let's see how this goes in the long run. I just want to show you my actual experience. So it's been clogging up a little bit. That one went so easy, but I only painted a 2 foot by 4 foot piece. So again, if I'm doing big jobs, I don't want to be screwing around with this and clean out tips every 5 minutes. You're there to do a job, not, you know, have problems. So let me flip my tip around. I'll try spraying this door again. If I can make it the whole way through the door, then maybe I can reconsider what I just said about it. But let's see. Let me flip this around. I can use up the rest of the paint out of the bag here, get cleaned up. It looks like it wants to rain here behind me. There's actually some dark clouds. So I want to wrap this up so you can at least see how it sprays in my own personal experience. All right, got this flipped around. I just changed all you got to do to change the front of this also, you just turn it. Easy as that. So we're going to be spraying horizontal again. Let's give this a shot, see if I make it through this entire door without a blockage. Nope. Again. Keep experiencing that same thing. So usually if you get blockage, you turn the tip around. And I'm not out of paint either, so I can't say it's that. So I just did the trick again where I pull back and that worked. So. think that's going to sum things up for me. Hate to bash any products out there. I've pretty much gone through everything I can do with this, but if it's going to jam up every 30 seconds, I can't say I'm too excited about this. Again, going back to my Graco gun, again, I've never used a 20 volt. I would love to, but just to see if a similar experience, I really doubt it. Like I said, my X5, I've never had any issues with anything, and I've sprayed a lot of houses and other things, so I don't know what to say about this. Let me try it one last time. Okay. Again. I'll tell you what, just to roll out everything, I can see I still have plenty of paint in this bag. Let me just fill it up. That way I can give this a good honest review, and we'll go from there. You know what? I was going to, but like right now the paint's up to here. There is no excuse for why this shouldn't be working correctly. Again, my first one, I thought the pump was wrong. Like something was wrong with the pump or just something about it, because it wasn't like getting all the air out of here. You can squeeze it. Again, I've used other guns in the past, and like pretty much the air, once it's out, it's out. It shouldn't be filling back up at all. So this is my second one, and I will give them props about their warranty service, because they did take it back and give me a new one, no problem, because it was only a week old. I only used it one time. So like as I'm doing this, like once you prime it, you should be good to go for this whole thing. I shouldn't be priming this or clearing out blockages every, you see how much I painted. So if you're doing a project, I know I wouldn't. Who wants to sit there and be fixing this every 15 seconds? So again, just being honest here. I don't want to sound like I'm being like just dogging it, but like I like their other tools. This one, not so much. So leave a comment below. Hey, maybe there's something I missed and it's an honest mistake, but I've used enough airless sprayers. I don't believe this should be happening every 20 seconds. I haven't put the larger tip on that's for thicker paint, like medium to thicker paint, and it should be spraying. Yeah, rule of thumb, don't put them on buckets either if you're actually doing a nice job. I didn't care because I'm throwing that door away anyhow. But again, I shouldn't be having this much difficulty with that sprayer. So leave a comment below, just let me know your thoughts. Maybe something different I can try. I'm going to do some more testing with this to see, maybe I'm just missing something, but the directions, I've gone through everything again, and what are you going to do? So honest review, it is what it is. So I think unless I can find something I'm doing completely wrong here, then I'm not really feeling that one. Maybe I can save up for a Graco, I don't know. I mean, for how expensive they are, it's kind of, maybe I'll just stick to my other one, that's the plug-in one, and just drag around the cords and everything like that. But that would have been really nice and convenient for cabinets and things of that nature. But in trim, and, just little things, I could just pull that out real quick, clean it up, and you're done, good to go. Whereas the other one, you're dragging cords around and this other stuff. And that was the whole point of me wanting the 20 volts. So I hope this video was helpful if you wanted to go get that. I guess I'm kind of the guinea pig here. I'm out 170 bucks. So what are you gonna do? So we'll see you in the next video. Hopefully that one's a much more positive experience. We'll see you soon.